The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
It's time for a crunch or two. It's time for a little something something. It's time for the Snack Authority. The Snack Authority. The authority on snacks. Snacks of all kinds. From the most common and wildly famous to the most obscure and unknown. The Snack Authority. Snacking all the time so you don't have to.
Hello and welcome to the Snack Authority. I'm Sarah. With me is Dave, Ed,
Huh?
and Ben.
This is a funny show.
This is a funny show, and we're gonna keep it funny with funny bones.
Funny
today.
Bones. This is the funniest snack ever created. It's so funny they named it.
Funny bones. I have never even seen this before. I just need
Really?
to say that I've never.
Wow.
Seen
Is
a funny
Ohio
bone.
under a rock?
I
Well,
live in the middle of nowhere. Like I
you know,
keep saying this, but
Drake's was,
1896.
yeah,
although,
never.
don't you
124 years ago.
don't you think Drake's was always kind of the substandard to Hostess in perception, or you never saw them as any different?
No.
I always saw Drake's, Hostess, Little Debbie. They're all the same, essentially the
Little
same. to me.
Debbie wasn't so much around here, right?
No, it later years it's been here for a while now.
She's just destroying this box. She doesn't even know how it opens.
She doesn't care. She needs a funny bone.
She doesn't even know she needs one because she doesn't know what they
Look
are.
at give me some points for
Funny
execution.
bones.
There.
Right. So,
All right.
Freshness is guaranteed. That's the good news.
oh boy,
Because they're one of those things. The toss. And a good
The
one.
toss.
we got it.
Frosted peanut butter cream filled devil's food cake.
And we-
Still says creme, no.
Creme?
It all says creme.
Creme.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
10% of my daily iron
I was
intake.
going to say,
Fantastic.
also 340 calories for both of these.
For both
Both,
or
each
one?
of them?
No,
Like
you get
together.
to eat both.
Oh.
Two
You know,
cakes.
yeah.
Get two of them.
Two cakes, one serving, 340
So,
calories.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Drake's
Man, this stuff
began.
adds up fast.
Oh yeah,
I warned you.
You did,
Yeah.
yeah. No dinner tonight.
Drake's began in 1896, and the original bakery was in Harlem, in New York.
Oh.
Yeah,
It smells like a bakery. I don't
but
know.
they were acquired in 1899 by National Biscuit Company. Nabisco,
There we go. National Biscuit Company.
that's the one.
We're all about the jingles on the show.
Yeah, you guys know jingles. I'm pretty sure you're just making them up on the fly.
No,
Nope, we're not.
and really their first product that's still around to this day, and I think it's their biggest product, was the Drake's coffee cakes.
Yeah.
Those were introduced in 1930.
Big fan.
We all stacked our cakes.
Wow, without knowing
Without
it.
even watching. We all
Oh,
stacked our
but
cakes.
Dave stacked parallel, I think, and Ben went
Mm.
perpendicular. Is
Well,
that
that's,
Close.
that's
Mine
insanity.
fell. I,
a sign of a diseased
It
mind?
is. We know something about that.
I'm already kicking myself for not getting coffee before this.
Ah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, what would go with it? Would you just bit right into it? You didn't do what you're supposed to do and just break
Rip
it?
it?
Up? No. I'm just,
No.
So the other well-known one is, of course, the Devil Dog, and somebody else originally owned the Devil Dogs.
It was Satan.
Well, no, a different company.
Oh.
But Devil Dogs.
the milk companies, because they're so dry.
Although, if you put some fudge on top.
One of the best things this year.
But the Devil Dog started appearing in Drake's advertisements in 1956. So the 50s were big because in 58 they introduced the Ring Ding,
Another big fan.
Yep.
and these ones came out in 61, followed by the Yodel in 62.
I was around for those.
Funny Bones were out before Yodels.
Yes,
That's
I know.
staggering to me. Because I'll be honest,
Just-
I didn't know about Funny Bones until probably about 10, 12 years ago. And as a kid, Yodels and Ho-Hos and all those things, I was all about them.
No.
It's because the peanut butter
It's salty.
It's wimpy.
Yeah, it is.
It's
weak peanut
really
butter.
it's really salty too. Like I immediately
I love
was
salt
a
with
little.
chocolate.
I do too, but I don't necessarily
But
think this is
try
the
the
thing.
peanut butter by itself. Too late.
So, in 1998,
Oh, what
Drake's
year I was
was
born.
purchased by Interstate Bakeries, who at that time had Hostess. So Hostess and Drake's became part of the same thing.
Gotcha.
But then, as you may recall, Hostess went out of business completely, filed bankruptcy. You remember the Twinkies disappearing?
Yeah.
I do. It was-
And so in 2013, McKee Food Corporation purchased the Drake brand for $27.5 million, which doesn't seem like a whole lot of money. We could have bought it.
Mm.
Well, maybe not.
Uh-huh.
But you're a fan then, Dave. I can tell.
It's good. When you really break it down and you try to peanut butter by itself,
It's not.
that's the problem. They got to step up their peanut butter game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ratio isn't right because there was about a quarter of it left that I had no peanut butter in.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine, like, if a Reese's made a cake?
Oh, I can imagine.
There we go.
But now, we all know about Japanese Kit Kats, right?
Yep.
Huge. It's
Yep.
huge. Big
Yep.
in Japan, as they say.
The oddest things they pick, too.
They're big in Japan. Well, here's a problem. Japanese Kit Kats are shrinking.
Mm.
And according to Nestle, the previous size may have been too large for customers. What kind of weak justification is that? Commonly they're available in multi-packs, but it says now they're so small you could easily eat half a dozen in one sitting. And now they're even smaller. Weighing each of them reveals the original weight was 12 grams. The people on Twitter have a lot of time to really study this stuff. The new version only weighs in at 10 grams. And Nestle says they're aware of complaints from consumers, but they maintain that the change was implemented in response to consumer feedback. So I don't know. I think they just want more money.
Yep.
Yeah, I would
I
say.
think you're right.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I ate half of my first one, and I think I'm done.
Really?
It's not that it's bad. It's just I'm like kind of unimpressed.
Well,
I don't know.
I looked to see if there was really peanuts in there, and there is. There's
Yeah.
really peanuts and peanut butter, so it's there.
It's
Just not
yeah.
good peanut butter.
Yeah, it's just
Maybe I'd be more inclined if I had coffee. I definitely think this is a coffee cake,
Mhm.
more of like a morning. But I would eat just one. I don't need both. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe you should have a Drake's coffee cake.
I didn't know they make that.
Oh,
You don't
huge.
even know if Drake's coffee.
I
cake.
learned of Drake's when we had the Devil Dog episode.
Mhm.
I'd never heard of them before.
They're
Yeah.
delicious.
And I was
delicious.
unimpressed then too. I was.
You
I
know what a
was-
coffee cake is?
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course, yeah.
Crumbles of the
Yes, yeah.
cinnamon and.
I'm not that
Maybe we'll get some.
so.
I
firm.
like-
Dave's really into them. Did you hear that cinnamon? That,
I like a Drake's coffee cake better than like a store bought nice coffee cake.
Huh.
I would try it. Yeah.
Do you know what a table talk pie is?
No.
Wow.
Is this my party trick? I just don't know things.
Yeah.
It's a little in a little tin. It's a little apple pie they put made in tins in the little boxes, and it's a little bite size.
Did you have them as a kid?
I have them all the time.
Okay.
The problem with the Drake's coffee cake is it's almost like little pellets of flavor on top of it, It's not a crumble. It's made out of these pellets.
Ugh.
I think you are talking bad about Drake's coffee cake for no apparent reason because
Well, we'll
I
get-
think they're fantastic.
We'll get some in here.
Drake's
Yeah.
coffee cake. my
There you
God.
go.
You should put it up against a real coffee cake.
Like a homemade one.
Like grandma's coffee
my
cake.
Yeah.
grandma's coffee cake or something like that. Obviously, visually, they're not going to look similar in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Right.
See how the flavor actually holds up against
Yeah.
each
Mhm.
other.
I'm down for a versus. I like that.
Yeah, package versus what is that? That's homemade coffee cake. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandma
Well,
makes it. It's really
Yeah,
good.
but But Ben knows the coffee cake people, I think.
I do know the coffee. I got a hookup at my grandma's coffee cake.
All right.
Yeah.
And we can go right across the street and get Drake's coffee cakes because they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. So we got to get that set up.
And we need the full size, none of the
Right.
little teeny things or anything.
No.
Wait, what?
The big boy.
A
And-
full size? What do you
Drake's
mean? by-
coffee cake.
Like this?
Yeah,
size?
like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
And I mean, to
They
be
make
fair,
little,
we
they make
should
little
just,
threes and
Gotcha.
we should
don't
just
taste-
go for the standard coffee cake version. Yeah. We can't add blueberries or anything. We got to go head to head.
Yeah, otherwise it's an unfair advantage to the flavored coffee cake.
Unless it's a
not.
bad flavor.
maybe not.
Yeah, I guess depending on the flavor you
Yeah.
like. But you referenced blueberry, and blueberry, I know for a fact it's absolutely dynamite.
I love blueberry coffee cake.
I like coffee cake.
I'm not. So
Yeah.
maybe my problem is I'm not. If I snack, I don't often snack sweet. I'm a salty snacker. So maybe that's why it's just not
That's
registering
why there's
for
one
me.
and a half funny bones.
Do you want the other half?
I
The
think
one?
we all know the answer to that.
So as long as we're talking Hostess, Hostess did go into bankruptcy. And there was a gentleman named Dean Metropolis, and he rescued the Hostess brand. He went in with Apollo Global Management and saved Hostess from bankruptcy. They relaunched the company, and they actually took Hostess public again in 2016 and posted sales of $908 million, $78 million in profit, which
Wow.
is not bad
Almost
Wow.
$1 billion.
out of a bankrupt company. But now he's moving on, and Jerry Kaninsky, who's currently the executive vice president and chief operating officer of Lando Lakes, has been appointed as chairman of Hostess.
Interesting.
The butter people.
Yeah, well, you need butter. Maybe you can broker a deal and get more
Yeah.
real butter. Into
Real
the
butter.
There you go.
Because that's a key to real coffee cake. You want to see some butter.
Well, how they do it on the Drake's coffee cake is they leave a little of the cinnamon off the little piece, and it looks like a hunk of butter that's sitting
Yeah.
on top, but it's not. It's just a
Just cake.
cake.
Yeah.
But it looks it. It gives you the
Yeah,
idea.
I know exactly what you're
Right,
talking
you know.
about. Yeah. But I don't know. I think Drake's coffee cake is going to have some trouble standing up to Ben's
Against them.
offering.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
it will.
I don't know. I think Drake sells a lot more coffee cakes than Ben's friend that has a coffee cake company.
Grandma.
Probably,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean they're better.
No,
Just
I-
because they outsell them.
True.
Are cigarettes better than cigars?
No. There you
Well,
go.
All right.
They're different animals.
Well,
Wow.
don't get too specific. I was just trying to throw one at you.
Down the cigar.
We're
rabbit
not
hole.
here to debate. We're here to snack. All right. So Sarah hates it.
So what is
I
the,
don't hate it. I'm just like,
well, you obviously hate it if you ate half of one.
the funny
I'm just unimpressed. It's not like this is terrible. Like it's
fu-
not zombie Skittles.
the funny bone with the cream filling inside, which is not a funny bone anymore, is a what?
You mean the yodel?
The yodel is the round one.
Yeah. I don't know of one that's the same shape as
No?
this. No.
Well, a Twinkie would be the vanilla cake with the cream frosting, but that would be a
sounds
different
good.
company. You know
Yeah.
a Twinkie?
I love Twinkies.
So isn't that almost a Twinkie?
Yeah, but it's-
chocolate with peanut butter
Yeah.
as
I-
opposed to vanilla with
I think
cream?
the flavor profile of a Twinkie is a little different, a
Well-
lot different, and I like that a little better.
Yeah.
But
The only commonality is it has cake in it.
when you think about it, because it's not even chocolate covered.
No.
no,
It's just like it.
Cake and questionable cream.
At first, you take the peanut butter out, you put the cream in, then you take the cake and change it to a yellow cake, and then scrape the chocolate off.
And it's exactly the same
and
thing.
it's a Twinkie.
All right, then.
All
So,
right, so that's it. But you're disappointed with it. I would say not my favorite either. I mean, I would rather a yodel, certainly.
But they're pretty good. They're not amazing, but they're decent.
it's decent.
I'm eating it if it's around.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pick it up if it's not there. I'd choose something else. But all right, we have to leave so I can eat the rest of hers. They're funny. They're funny bones. And that's it. See you next time on the Snack Authority.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.